Hello and welcome to the ACE-IT podcast, where we turn science into sense. This is the lucky 13th season of ACE-IT, and we could not be more proud to deliver the rich scientific content to you in a usable and understandable way. ACE-IT is brought to you via the Justice Community Overdose Innovation Network, or JCOIN. If you're new to ACE-IT, welcome, and check out the prior seasons to begin or continue your learning journey. We are exceptionally grateful for every listener, and we promise we will continue working to help you learn and never let you down. Also, a quick plug for a few other JCOIN features. Did you know that you can get technical assistance for your organization from the experts at JCOIN? And did you know you can apply for small research grants to help fund an innovative study idea? Yep, also through JCOIN. And did you know you can apply to be a JCOIN Leap Scholar or investigator to improve your own skills? Also through JCOIN. If any or all of these exciting offerings sound interesting to you, check out our website, www.jcoin-ctc.org, and learn about the many JCOIN offerings beyond ACE-IT that may help you learn and grow in ways that improve lives, including your own. With that, I'm honored that you're with us. I'm Danielle Rudes, your host, and this is ACE-IT. Okay, we are almost done with season 13. This is episode 9 on injectable medications, part of season 13 of the ACE-IT podcast. This season is titled Evolving Responses to Opioid Use Disorder and Overdose. In this season, we're examining the shift in prevention, treatment, and recovery strategies in response to the ongoing opioid and overdose crisis in the United States and beyond. From emerging clinical approaches to peer-led efforts, we're highlighting the many ways individuals and systems are adapting to save lives and support recovery. Today, we're exploring one of the most significant developments in the treatment of opioid use disorder and overdose, injectable medications. While oral medications like methadone and sublingual buprenorphine have long been the foundation of MOUD, a new generation of long-acting injectables, Vivitrol, Sublocade, and Brixadi, is changing how care is delivered and how it is experienced. These medications are designed to reduce daily dosing burdens, improve adherence, and minimize risks like misuse or diversion. But they also raise important questions about access, autonomy, and how best to integrate them into both community and carceral settings. The science behind these long-acting formulations reflects a growing recognition that sustained medication delivery can address one of the hardest parts of recovery, staying engaged in treatment. Chronic substance use disrupts the brain's reward circuitry, so consistent therapeutic levels are essential to prevent relapse. Let's go through these medications one by one. Let's start with Vivitrol, the injectable form of naltrexone. Unlike buprenorphine or methadone, Vivitrol is an opioid antagonist. It blocks opioid receptors rather than activating them. Delivered once a month via an injection deep into the muscle, it uses a biodegradable material that slowly releases the drug over several weeks. Lee and Joshi, 2025, reviewed the existing research on Vivitrol and highlighted that a randomized trial with criminal legal participants found that extended-release naltrexone in the form of Vivitrol reduced relapse rates by 21 percentage points and nearly doubled the average time to relapse compared to treatment as usual. Next, Sublocade. A monthly buprenorphine injection uses a formulation that solidifies under the skin and slowly dissolves over time. According to a review by Chapai and colleagues 2020, its clinical trials show strong efficacy. In a 6-month randomized trial, about 41 to 43% of participants receiving Sublocade maintained abstinence from opioids compared to just 5% on placebo. And in a 12-month follow-up study, participants reported involvements and improvements in mental health well-being, life satisfaction, and employment, with nearly 89% expressing satisfaction with treatment. Finally, there's Brixadi, which offers both weekly and monthly formulations using a gel-like formulation that gradually releases buprenorphine. According to that review by Lee and Joshi, clinical studies show it's just as effective as daily sublingual buprenorphine, with slightly higher rates of fentanyl negative tests. And Chapai and colleagues 2020 review highlights one study that found in a 24-week trial, 35% of participants receiving Vivitrol showed continuous negative urine screens compared to 28% on sublingual therapy. Importantly, patients appreciated the flexibility of weekly or monthly dosing, and long-term studies found most maintained abstinence and tolerated the treatment well, experience only mild injection site reactions. Okay, turning now toward broader picture research findings. Real-world data reflect a steady rise in extended-release buprenorphine prescribing. According to a study by Stopka and colleagues in 2025 in Massachusetts, the number of patients receiving extended-release formulations increased from just 135 in 2018 to over 4,700 in 2023, even as overall buprenorphine prescribed slightly declined. This trend suggests that long-acting formulations are filling an important niche for people seeking stability and reduced clinical visits. And qualitative research also offers insight into how people experience these medications. Flom Ross and Zappini, 2025, reviewed this research and found that many people describe injectable buprenorphine as freeing them from the daily cycle of medication taking, a shift that helps them, quote, live a normal life, unquote, and distance themselves from the identity of being a, quote, drug user, unquote. Patients also highlight practical benefits, more privacy, less stigma, and fewer interruptions to work or travel. Still, researchers like Chapai and colleagues 2020 and Flamross and Zappini 2025 raise concerns about autonomy and coercion, particularly when long-acting medications are perceived as being pushed rather than offered as a choice. All right, so while the benefits appear clear, greater adherence, fewer missed doses, and lower risk of misuse, these medications come with important implementation challenges. For one, cost remains a major barrier. According to Murphy 2024, a 30-day supply of Sublocade or Brixadi averages around $1,250, compared to roughly $36 for methadone tablets and $80 for oral buprenorphine naloxone. These differences can significantly affect access, especially in public health and correctional settings, and implementation in carceral systems highlights both promise and complexity. Providing MOUD during incarceration has been shown to improve post-release outcomes, including better engagement in community care and lower risk of overdose or recidivism. Extended-release buprenorphine has proven particularly useful in these environments, reducing withdrawal symptoms and eliminating the need for daily clinic visits, an especially valuable feature in settings where stigma and logistical barriers are high. Research suggests incarcerated individuals are twice as likely to initiate extended-release buprenorphine as people in the community, pointing to its acceptability and feasibility even in restrictive environments. Finally, among clinicians, enthusiasm is tempered by practical considerations. Lee and Joshi, 2025, found that while long-acting injectables reduce diversion risk and daily supervision needs, some providers remain hesitant due to unfamiliarity with the products, limited infrastructure for administration, and uncertainty about long-term outcomes. Studies indicate that the general practitioners may feel more comfortable prescribing these formulations than sublingual versions, precisely because they are less prone to misuse. But they also worry about injection logistics and unclear drug distribution pathways. Ultimately, these medications represent a trade-off between structure and freedom. On one hand, monthly injections can simplify recovery, reduce stigma, and stabilize treatment. On the other, they can feel restrictive or coercive if patients perceive them as being imposed. Maintaining patient choice and agency will be critical to ensuring these tools are empowering rather than paternalistic. And with that, we've reached the end of our 9th episode of this season. Long-acting injectables, Vivitrol, Sublocade, and Brixadi, are reshaping what treatment for opioid use disorder can look like. They provide sustained protection from cravings and relapse, reduce the need for daily medication management, and open the door to more stable and flexible recovery pathways. But, as with any innovation, the details matter. Success will depend on ensuring equitable access, protecting patient autonomy, and integrating these medications thoughtfully into systems of care, whether in the community, in hospitals, or in correctional settings. Thanks for joining us as we unpacked the science behind injectable treatments for opioid use disorder. Come back again for episode 10, season 13 of Aced It. Thank you for listening to the Aced It podcast. We love hearing from you. So if you have comments, topics to suggest, or some science you'd like us to cover in a future season, please write me, Danielle Roods at Sam Houston State University in Texas. My email is droods@shsu.edu. And of course, thank you to the Justice Community Overdose Innovation Network, or JCOIN's Coordination and Translation Center, funded by the National Institute on Drug Abuse, housed at George Mason University, where this podcast originated. Thank you to our fabulous and amazing scriptwriters, and also my fabulous and amazing doctoral students, Bryce Kushmarek-McCune, Jalen Magana, and Caitlin Bauer. And a huge and heartfelt thank you to the team at Slonky LLC for their wonderful production as always. Tune in again soon for another episode and even a whole nother season of Aced It.